Hi everyone, it's Christine here for Little Darlings Rubber Stamps, and today I have a card to share with you. It's a Christmas card, and I will tell you guys, this one was way out of my comfort zone. If you followed me for any bit of time here on YouTube or over on my blog, you know that if it doesn't have a colored image on it, I probably didn't create it. So this card for me was way out of my comfort zone, but I'm really pleased with how it came out. Little Darlings has a brand new line of absolutely beautiful dies for the Christmas season. And they pair beautifully with all of the images that are available that we all love over at Little Darlings Rubber Stamps. However, I thought it might be fun to step out of my comfort zone and create a card for you today that is nothing but dies and a little bit of pattern paper. And so this is what I came up with. This card right here is very simple. It's a standard A2 size card base, and I put some black cardstock on, and then I took two new word dies from Little Darlings, one that says Christmas and one that says cheer. Isn't that beautiful font, by the way? I stacked them up so they really kind of pop off of the card. It's a little hard to capture that in the video, but it is available. You will be able to see that dimension in the pictures that are over on the blog, and I will link to the blog, of course, in the description box of this video below. I used a small piece of pattern paper that I cut with a border die. I put some white paper behind that I also cut with a border die of holly leaves, and then I have this beautiful ornament die here, which I cut out of gold foil, and then I put some beautiful red cardstock on top of it. There's a lot of glitter from my Wink of Stella glitter pen on the cheer word as well as on the red part of the ornament, but that's probably not, it's not really showing up for me because of the glare from the red gold paper, so sorry about that, but there is a lot of glitter on the red inlay of the ornament in the word cheer. So let's go ahead and get started. I just kind of want to go over a little bit how I created the card and then show you some of these dies in real life, and then how I went about stacking them to really get that pop there. As you can see on the cheer especially, it's showing up really well, because again, I apologize, there's some glare here on the word Christmas because I did that with the gold foil paper as well, but you can really see it here on the cheer, and I love that little bit of white shadow beneath it. I think it really adds a lot to the card. So I want to show you how I did all of that. First, I want to start with the pattern paper. As you can see, I just used a tiny little bit of it down here at the bottom, but it comes from this brand new line from Polka Doodles, which is available over at Little Darlings, and this one is called Winnie Wonderland, and I just want to flip through this for you guys really quick because it is amazing. Look how beautiful this paper is. Look at that print right there. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Look at that one. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to use these with some colored images as well. I just think these are absolutely gorgeous. They would also look great. This is very thick, very high quality design paper. It's as thick as cardstock, if not thicker than some cardstocks. And it is perfect for using in your scrapbooking as well. I plan to do a Christmas mini album using this paper as well. It's just so timeless and beautiful. So I definitely wanted to show you that quickly. Again, I just used a small piece here at the bottom. And the way that I did that is I used this die set right here. This one is called the Holly Border Dies, but you get two dies in the package. You get the holly leaves, which you can see here, and then you get this extra die that is simply this kind of almost like a rolling hill die. You can liken it to that. And that is so, you can see the dies here. So here's the holly here, and then here's the little rolling die that goes underneath it, and it matches the roll of the holly die perfectly. And that is so you can do as I have done here in this card sample. You can cut your pattern paper that you're going to place on top, so it matches the roll of the border die perfectly. And I think that is brilliant. I love that. I love that, love that, love that. Plus, you could also use this die by itself and create a little winter scene with some of the beautiful images that Little Darlings has. You could create hillsides with snow or something like that as well. So very versatile die here. So I just wanted to show you that quickly here. And now we're going to get to the word dies and the ornament dies. First, we have the Christmas word die, which is absolutely beautiful. This is what it looks like cut out. And again, I apologize for the glare from the gold foil paper. Maybe next time in a video I won't use gold foil, but it just looks so pretty in real life, I couldn't help myself. So this is what the Christmas die looks like. I didn't want to just show you how I stacked both of the dies. So what I'm going to show you now and how I stacked cheer is exactly how I stacked Christmas. So what I did is I cut the cheer die out, and here's what that one looks like here. You can see it has a beautiful cursive script for the word cheer and then a little package above the two E's there. It's very pretty. And that's what the die looks like on the back there. Whoops. There we go. So what I did is I first cut it out with some red cardstock, as you can see here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over some scratch paper just so you can see this a little bit better. There we go. So there's the cheer word right there. And then I went and cut out 3 more in just some inexpensive, very cheap white cardstock. I didn't want to use my, more expensive kind for this. You can use just inexpensive white cardstock that you have laying around. And then what I'm going to do is glue all of these, stack them on top of each other and glue them all together. And again, this is exactly what I did for the word Christmas as well. Now I prefer to use Ranger Multimedia Matte when I'm doing techniques like this, but unfortunately I am out and waiting on my new bottle. So for today's purposes, I'm going to just use a Zig 2-way glue pen, I'm sorry, to do this technique. But honestly, it doesn't matter. It's just preference. Whatever glue you prefer is what you use. You could also use adhesive. Whatever you would like to use, you can obviously use. I just wanted to share with you what I prefer. Okay, so now we're just going to stack this white cheer on top of the first white cheer here, like so. Sometimes you just have to pick it up and fiddle with it just a little bit to get that placement perfect. But there we go. That looks perfect to me. And now I'm going to do the same thing again. We have one more white layer. So I'm just going to run some glue over here. And it is a good idea to put some scratch paper down when doing this so you don't get your work surface all kind of sticky with glue. Ask me how I know that, right? I thought, well, I'll just be able to wipe this glue off with my finger or with a baby wipe. Yeah, it didn't work so well. So, I mean, it eventually came up, of course, but it was a little messy for a little while, a little sticky. All right, so let's go ahead now. I'm doing the same thing, and I'm just picking it up to just kind of nudge it into place here. And that's a good thing working with liquid glue as opposed to adhesive or sticky tape or something like that, is you do get kind of a minute before that glue dries entirely to really kind of, scooch it or, move it just a little bit till it is perfectly where you want it to be. See how the bottom of that R was a little off there, so I was able to scooch it perfectly. And now you can really start to see this dimension here. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but I wanted to show you this just because it really looks fantastic in real life. It really makes these words pop up off of the card. And hopefully you'll be able to see that exactly what I'm talking about when you head over to the blog to see the pictures. Sometimes things just don't translate as well as I would like them to on video. But I wanted to show you the process anyway because it really does add a lot. It takes a tiny little bit of extra time, as you can see here. But the end result is absolutely fantastic, and I am so glad that I tried this out because I love the end result. All right, now as you can see, this R is completely off, and that's why I like using this liquid glue, because I am able to fix it and I'm not married to that position immediately. I can fix it, scooch it back over, and now we have the perfect stacked cheer. So let me put it down on this piece of white paper and bring it up to the camera. So head on, it looks absolutely the same, right? But if you kind of turn it, you can see all of that dimension there. And again, in real life, it really pops off the card, as you can see on the sample there. It really, really, really does pop. It's beautiful. So that's how I did the word cheer and the word Christmas. And then I simply adhered them to this black cardstock. I did the same with the pattern paper and the holly leaf border die and adhered that to the bottom, and then I adhered the entirety of the black piece of cardstock onto a white note card, which again is simply 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then for my final finishing touch, I wanted to play with this ornament die. There are 3 different shapes of ornaments that came out in this brand new release from Little Darlings, and this is one of them, and I am so excited to share this with you. These ornaments are absolutely beautiful and so innovative. I just absolutely love them. So you get 3 pieces in the ornament set. You get 3 different dies. This particular one is called the Grace die, or the grace set rather, the grace ornament die set. And it is absolutely beautiful. And imagine the different color combinations that you could come up with. The sky is really the limit for this. I decided to keep with my color scheme that I had going on here, and I did gold and red. So the first thing that you do is you first cut out your outline, which is this one here. And so for my sample, I cut that out in gold. So what you do is you have a piece, whatever cardstock that you're using, you put this down on your paper. You also get a small piece in the set that looks like this, and that's for the little hole at the very top, where you can put string through or twine like I have done here, however you would like to do, whatever you would like to put in there. And that is going to get cut out right there out of the top of this solid piece. Now what I did is, just to save time, is I just ran this through like so in one swoop. But you could certainly run the outline first and then run this little piece through again. I just used some low tack tape and, you know, got this placed perfectly on the cardstock exactly how I wanted it. Taped it down with some micropore tape. You could also use post-it note tape, whatever you have. It's a low tack tape. So it was perfect. And then this is what you get. Okay, you get this, and again, I used the gold foil. You get this beautiful outline shape of the ornament with the perfectly placed little tiny, tiny, tiny square hole there at the top. Then you take this ornate third die from the set, and this is the kind of what's supposed to look like the inlay to the ornament. And again, I cut mine out of red, and this is what mine looks like. So you just run it through your die cut machine, and this is what you get. It's so beautiful. And it just stacks right on top of this beautiful gold ornament. And there you go. It's perfect. The little holes line up perfectly at the top for you to put your string or twine or whatever you like through that top hole there, and you have an absolutely gorgeous ornament. And again, imagine the color combinations. On the packaging, you see here a beautiful blue with a silver glimmer paper on top. What a gorgeous, gorgeous color combination that would be. You also obviously don't have to use specialty paper. You could use maybe a light pool and a dark blue color, whatever you want. The sky is the limit with these ornaments. They are absolutely beautiful in my opinion, and I just love how they turn out. So again, here's what this would look like, and you would just glue it down using whatever adhesive you prefer. And there you have it. You have a beautiful ornament. And as you can see here on the finished card, I did add some black twine through, baker's twine through that little hole there at the top. Again, just to go with the idea that I had for this particular card design. I really thought the black with the red and the gold really brought out this very elegant feel. And that's kind of what I was going for in this particular card. So maybe not entirely traditional Christmas colors, but I really thought it looked elegant at the end of the day. So that's it, guys. I just kind of wanted to show you some of these new die releases from Little Darlings, and I also wanted to challenge myself to have a card that I shared with you guys that didn't have a stamped image on it. So this was a big challenge for me. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel and like this video if you like what I came up with. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and crafting with me today, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. For information on these and more products available at the LDRS Creative Store, visit us on Facebook and our website at www.ldrscreative.com.